Today I'm creating more on my story game. Last time I added a home screen with clean transitions, a working intermission system and sounds, and then we also created this beautiful map. But that was in the last devlog.
Okay, so this is the idea. So you...
But anyways, let's get into it. So if you did not see the last video, the game is about a pizza place and this evil guy. Last devlog, I ended the video right before creating a cutscene. So now we are creating a cutscene for when you load into a game. So yeah, I will script that now. Yeah, now the cutscene is finally done, so basically first I scripted the waiting for players part, and then I added 2 cuts with a taxi driving, and then after that, I went into the toolbox and took this little old TV, then I made this image to display on the TV, and yes, before you ask, there is indeed lore. But anyways, this is the whole cutscene. So now that the cutscene is done, I could finally get to the juicy stuff. So I scripted this little dialogue in the top of the screen where it's you saying you are hungry, and then I first off made the game in first person to give it the horror vibe, and then I added text telling you to go to the pizza place, and then I added these arrows if you somehow are blind. I also made the door open when you click on it, and when the time runs out, you automatically spawn in the pizza place. And to give it a little more life, I added cool camera movement, shift to sprint, and a button for all you mobile players out there. So when you go into the pizza place, you tell the guy you want pepperoni pizza, but there is no more dough left, so you have to go into the basement, which you need a key for. So I went on Sketchfab and stole this key model, then I imported it to the game and added it to a shell. Then after that, I did a little scripting and boom, you can now take the key. So now I just need to add a basement so you can actually use it for something. But first, let's change the floor in this room. Now it's much better. So I opened Blender and made this basement door. Then I imported it into Roblox and gave the room some decorations. So I scripted the basement door, and now if you take the key, you can open it. And as you can see, I also changed the objective text in the top. But anyways, when you step into it, nothing happens. So yeah, let's just script that. But first I made this room under the map, which is where the basement is going to be. But before we script the basement door, let's get this room looking a little more disgusting and scary. So as you can see, I added a lot of stuff in here, and now it looks way more alive and disgusting. And then I opened Photo P and made this picture, and yeah, with lore, and then I slapped it on a wall as a poster. But now that the basement is looking good, we can finally script the basement door. So it took a bit of time to get it to work, but finally it works. So as you can see, when we go into the basement door, it teleports us down to the basement. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So right now, the pizza worker is just kind of stoned. So I made this animation and added it into the game. But let's get back to the basement. So before we add the dough and script it, I want the first scary thing, which is the pizza guy peeking from a wall. So first off, I duplicated the pizza worker and put him into the basement. Then I made this animation where he just peeks from the wall. Then I cooked up an animation for when the player came to close. And then I wrote a script for it, and basically how it works is that it will play the idle animation until the player steps into this zone I made, and then it will play the second animation where he goes away. Alright, so let's test it. So as you can see, the animation is not really looking quite right. I tried to fix this issue, but each time it just would not work. And before I knew it, I had spent around 4 hours doing nothing. So what did I do? Fix it? Nah, instead, I decided to call it a feature instead of a bug. Anyways, with that out of the way, we can finally make the dough stuff. So this is how I'm going to do it. So basically, first, I changed the text in the top to say, find the dough. And then beside it, it says, however many sacks of dough you found out of 3 sacks of dough. Then I again went on Google and searched up Sketchfab, and I found this beautiful creation called Paper Lunch Sack. Then I imported it into Roblox and made its color this nice brown, and then I placed this text called dough so the player knows it's the dough. Then I placed the 3 sacks of dough in random places. After all the dough sacks were placed, I scripted scripted, so when you click on one of them, the text in the top changes by 1, and this sound plays. Anyways, I think that's basically it for this devlog, but before it ends, let me show you some epic gameplay of the whole game. That's all for this devlog. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.